Alright, so I'm gonna do a little bit of shopping for my Kain and merch a little bit. I have a friend that offered me a whole bunch of Scarlet shoulders for a bulk price, so I'm basically paying like the Costco price for Scarlet shoulders. He has so many Scarlet shoulders, 6, in his vault that they're actually going to expire soon. So I'm actually getting a deal here. So 6 for 900 mil, which means each of these are 150 mil each. DUI very much. So it may have seemed that I just wasted a lot more money than I have to until you go into auction house and you see this. More than double. I have saved over more than double the price of a Scarlet shoulder. One of these shoulders is going to be my Kain's, and if, you know, one of them blows up anyways, might as well buy a whole bunch of them at a low price for replacements. Alright, the main part of the episode. So last episode we got a whole bunch of stuff to 15 stars. And today, after doing some very important stuff with my heroes progression, I am now ready to show you guys what we are going to do with those 15 star items. So first things first, just a quick update. I am replacing this shoe with this one because I ended up finding a shoe with a better B pot. So I am going to throw this somewhere else. I'll probably actually transfer hammer this in the same, what I'm about to show to you guys, into another Absolab Archer shoe, because I did re-cube the main pot for 2-line decks in that case. Not because that the shoe itself was a Bowman, but just because that this was the first thing that I ended up on. So I was like, okay. And again, because I saw some people in the comments not get it, you actually can transfer hammer any class's equipment to another class so long that it's the same type of items. Anyways, so things that I have to do. First things first, let's just oh wait, no, this is the wrong item to do. I need to get, yeah, the solid Golex pendant. So this is what we are going to work on. And I am going to just go ahead and try and get this. Oh shit, that was not the correct play. Oh, okay, well I got lucky, but the correct play should have been getting this to 16 stars. Okay, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna use a different equip to illustrate my point. So again, just to recap, because I already messed everything up, pretend like you didn't see anything, okay? I could cut all of this, but it already happened, so we gotta roll with it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get my guaranteed 16th star because it's 5, 10, 15, and I'm gonna stop. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this transfer hammer and move it into a new cape. Now that cape becomes 15 stars now. So if I do this, well, guess what? Now we're gonna 16 star this again for free, technically. I mean, not for free, that's a bad way of putting it. It's a guaranteed 16th star. And now, guess what we're gonna do? That's right. I am going to move this into the Absolab equip. And since I spell traced it and finished scrolling it earlier, I don't have to use this transfer hammer scrolls. And now I have a 15 star Absolab at minimal cost. So the only thing that I actually have to worry about is this enhancement right here. This is why I spent all this time to lower the cost, and this is the only thing that I actually have to gamble. So I'm only hoping that I pass and I don't boom. Okay, but it's okay because I am getting this to 17 and not 22. So we can just dance around 15 and 16 all day so long that I don't boom it, because that's the only thing that screws this entire plan up, and I didn't. So hip hip hooray. So this is my cape currently, 17 star, perfect traced, and all I have to do now is just cube away. Now, actual disclaimer, the best way to actually do this is to actually cube a 2 or 3 line main potential with the B pot first on epic tier, and then transfer it over, because then that way you'll maintain a nice main pot. But since I am going for unique potential and even higher like legendary, I can't really do that because the limitations of the transfer hammer only allows you to transfer up to the epic tier. So if I'm going for unique, there's no point in trying to roll for a good line because I still have to keep rolling regardless after the transfer hammer process. But if you're not going for 2-line unique main potential, like I said, go for 2-line epic or 3-line epic even, and then get a line on B pot, then you got yourself a really, really good mule equip. So that's basically what I'm going to do right now. So now I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, no, don't do that. I'm going to transfer a solid over to a reinforced. And again, I don't have to worry about scrolling these equips that are along the way because the transfer hammer will just automatically do it for you. And now, because... this is already 16 star. Just hold on a second. Voila! A superior pendant that's 15 stars. And now again, the only thing we actually have to gamble is 16 to 17. And the only way that this would fuck up is if I boom from 16 to 17. So that's the only risks that I take when doing this entire process. So again, make sure I select the right pendant. Yes, okay. And now, voila, there we go. And technically I could have done this with the VIP necklace as well, but I wanted to tier it up to legendary first and try and get a line of drop rate or missile rate or whatever it was. So that's why I couldn't work on the VIP necklace in this same method. So second pendant, let's hope that I can get that 17. So let's see. Oh, it failed. Okay, so it's okay because now we're above 15 stars and 15 to 16 is guaranteed to succeed. So it failed again. Again, no problem. We're just hoping that 16 to 17 doesn't blow up. There we go. And that's 2 17-star pendants done, just like that. For those that are going into endgame, you can technically use this same method to get 22-star items. Like, for example, you could get, like, say, to 21 on a reinforced pendant and then transfer it to a superior, so you end up as 20 on the superior, and then you could just gamble to 21 or 22. Or alternatively, you could do 22 on the reinforced, so you get 21 on the superior, and then just gamble from 21 to 22. But then if you fail, you go back to 20, you'd have to gamble it anyway. So it's up to you for that decision. But like I was saying, you can technically do the same thing so long that you have an equip within 10 levels of your destination. So that's why I was saying earlier that you can't do it with arcanes because there is no level 190 or above equips that you can transfer hammer from. And thus that is why funding yourself with CRA and Absolab gear and all that stuff is far significantly cheaper than if you were to fund yourself with arcanes. I'm sure eventually Nexon will make something like that, and you know what, I'd be pretty happy if that were the case, but probably by the time they do release level 190 equipment and stuff like that, arcanes will be so common that it's just like cheap to do. It will be sort of like CRA where it's just like, well, what even is the point? Just Starforce it itself. So I expect, you know, it happens all the time with power creep, so I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm totally gonna expect it. All right, 17-star hat done. Let's do the Sweetwaters. So these ones were a little bit different because I couldn't get a eye or face accessory that was level 150 or above, but I'm pretty sure there might be. I think the highest I've seen is 145 though, with a Pat mark and Chaos Mink mark or something like that. So again, if you can find the level 150 eye accessory and yada yada yada, you can totally do this method again. But because I couldn't, I just did it straight from 0 stars. So these are the higher risk items if you don't safeguard, which you do have the option to. But again, these are Sweetwaters, and Sweetwaters are cheap, so it's not like I should safeguard because it costs a lot to safeguard. All right, 17 as well. Very well done. I don't know why I'm patting myself on the back like this. I'm just ecstatic over what happened today. But yeah, the only other thing I'm worried about is this VIP necklace. So hopefully I just get the past the 17. So this is the one I'm worried the most because these things shot up in price for the last week, which I assume is because of 5, 10, 15. So okay, we got there. I have a 17-star VIP necklace, not bad for a piece of mule gear, to be honest. Anyways, I'm going to continue doing all of this transfer hammering and stuff like that, and I'll get back to you when everything is done and there's some exciting stuff to do, because there is some stuff to do still. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so some time has passed and I got a whole bunch 17'd. I will show all the equips at the end of this, but I do want to point out 2 very special equips to focus on. Well, not focus, but like to pay attention to, and that's actually the glove and the shoe. Now, normally what KMS does, and this is why these equips were introduced in the first place, is the KMS strategy or equips that they would use to transfer hammer to a level 150 item, because Penciler is level 140 and Absolab is level 160, so you need a level 150 to bridge the gap between the two. The first one is the antique root boots from this shop here. So I already purchased this ahead of time, but I just was being dumb and I forgot to talk about this. But the glove, the intended way to get the glove is actually from, we go to downtown here and then we speak to you and there we go. We are supposed to grab these things. 150 normal Magnus coins is quite a bit, so it's not really worth your time to do this, and we have a much better alternative in GMS. That's right, you guessed it, it's the Japanese equips, and they're super cheap. So anyways, here we go. And there we go. Alright, so I ran out of space in my inventory, so I have to show it from storage. But essentially, I'm just double checking something real quick. Okay, essentially, here are my equips so far. So starting from the heart from 2 episodes ago, this is now the top, this is the monocle, tattoo, archer cape, earring, pendant 1, pendant 2, belt, and then over here we have a glove, shoe, pants, hat, and that's about it for now in terms of Starforcing. Now, you may have noticed in my inventory, I do have a couple more items, namely the Scarlet shoulder, the reinforced ring, the Meister ring, and the superior Golux ring. Now these things have been made in the past week, and I think I mentioned it before, but I did some testing with farming cracked Golux earrings and solid Golux rings and all that stuff. Sorry, the rings itself from easy and normal Golux. So anyways, I decided I didn't want to do the transfer hammer system with these equips, just simply because it was just too much of a hassle to try and farm myself, and then the actual prices of them were just like, I don't know if it's actually worth to buy it. So I've decided that what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and Starforce these from scratch. And I'm not going to safeguard because, again, like, the replacement cost is still not worth it, I believe. Actually, let's go on the internet. So here I have a Starforce calculator. This is my personal favorite out of the bunch. Here's the URL, but I'll also paste it in the description. So I like this one because I really get to go and really dissect all the little options I choose, because I think the other ones you can only choose if you always safeguard or don't safeguard, but here you can always like choose like if you do or if you don't choose, if you don't safeguard for specific ones. Oh, sorry, these are the star catching ones, these are the safeguard options. And in the case of arcanes, I did find like I had to like do something like this, for example, to find the cheapest overall cost. So this is why this is my overall preferred Starforce calculator. So anyways, let's put in some information. So it is currently 5, 10, 15. We are in GMS Adventure 25 star. Replacement cost, we are going to say about 500 mil. Let's just double check here because we can use this information. It's actually 600 mil, gosh darn it. So 600 mil in mesos. Now we are going to, I'm not going to star catch, but let's just say from 10 to 17. And let's not safeguard. Well, since I'm silver, I guess I can put this on. So we can see here the overall cost should be 750 mil on average, and the total amount of booms is 0.345. But let's say, for example, let's always safeguard. So, so now we have no booms, but the overall cost went up to 930 mil. So the difference here between always safeguarding and not safeguarding is 180 mil, which is much less than the actual cost to safeguard it all the way. So because my boom chance is 0.3, there is like a bit of a chance to actually boom it for good. But if I did safeguard all the way to 17, at most I'm going to spend an extra 180 mil, which is probably an easier expense to give to shell out than to run the risk of booming a Scarlet. Of course, that's in the case that you don't have backups that you bought earlier on, which I did. So I will be not safeguarding for my first round, but maybe my second round, now my decision would, if it does boom, is to safeguard all the way. Funny enough though, the cost of a superior Golux ring and a reinforced Golux ring are less than a Scarlet shoulder currently in Scania, but let's just go over to the auction house and just do a quick check. So 522 mil for a superior, and then 400 for a reinforced. So again, the same philosophy sort of applies, and you just sort of gauge the numbers and then just figure out if you're willing to risk that boom. And then for the Meister ring, it's 350 mil. So this is sort of the part where like you'll have two sort of groups of people, where one will maybe prefer to safeguard more, and then the other one will prefer to just not safeguard. So it's honestly just based on these numbers specifically in this instance, I think it's really up in the air for just whatever you prefer more. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, and like you can't really predict how much you'll end up spending, so it's just best to do your best judgment on what you think you should do in these sort of in these sorts of ambiguous situations. I'm sorry, that was like a whole jumbled mess of words. So anyways, let's give this a shot on the Scarlet ring. I mean the shoulder first, sorry. So let's see how this goes. Oof. So it did blow up from 14 to 15 too. Gosh. Oh, that's that hurts. That's kind of like the biggest slap on the face I feel like you can get when you're Starforcing to 17, other than going from 16 to 17, but it feels more painful in 14 to 15. But anyways, I am going to go safeguard then in that case. So whatever, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but like I said, again, it's all up to chance. By the way, I knew it wasn't gonna pass because they never let you get a nice hot streak and then get the actual next checkpoint. But yeah, so I tried and I failed, so now I'm gonna start safeguarding instead. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to you after all of this happens, so I'll catch you guys in a little bit, alright? Sick, alright, got the 15. So again, 15, 16, free. And then how much is it to... I'm not willing to pay for that. I'd rather just ride it. Okay. There we go. So again, like, I could have in that Starforce calculator, I could have checked it on or off and all that stuff. So to sort of figure out my costs, and I don't think I did do that, but whatever. Okay, I managed to get all 3 rings to 15 star without booming, so that's good. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but the reason why I don't have a 4th ring is because I'm actually going to get this ring for my Kain. This has a passive effect of an extra 10 or 15 crit rate, I can't remember, but it also has 5% crit damage. So the bear stats on it plus that not so secret passive makes it better than a generic 17 star 4th ring, so that's what I'm gonna go with instead. And I get to save on Messels for it, so hell yeah, why not? Anyways, all of these are now 16 because of the event, like I was saying. So now it's time to run down the gauntlet and see who can get to 17 first. Failed as well. Oh, fail as well. All right, second round. Here we go. Fail. Pass. Okay, so 1 ring is done now. And fail. Obviously, I have the luxury, because I was saving up a whole bunch of Messel for my hero, that I have the Messel to do this, but definitely you have to consider your budget if you're just, you know, a newer player. But like I said, this is just sort of like a accelerated version of the way I would have funded my character if I were just to start like this year or whatever. All right, 1 more attempt. I'm not gonna star catch because it was getting too fast. All right, come on, let's go. I want to see these gears done, please. And that's it. Voila, everything is done. I know I still have to work on the scrolling on the Meister Ring and the shoulder, but I can work on that later. But that's that. That's all the equips that I can currently work on, I believe, for my Kain. And now all that's left to do is just to start throwing Master Craftsman's cubes like heck on all of these epic tier items and try to tier it up and get 2-line unique main pot. But that's it. That's basically the Starforcing portion for the most part done. So I hope you enjoyed watching and I hope you got something out of it. But yeah, this has been a Kain moment and I'll see you guys next time then, alright? Bye bye! This was extra long.